I'm Gigi. It's good to be here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about transitioning from non-professional world into the professional world. And the first thing I want to talk about is just the word professionalism and the concept of professionalism. And it is a twisted little thing because it's a moving target. Being professional in a lawyer's office is really different than being professional in the hospital setting or being a professional elementary school teacher. Those all are very different contexts for professionalism. And so how you act professional in those different contexts is really different. So what may be appropriate in one place is not appropriate in the other place. So professionalism itself is a moving target, and it's difficult then to know how to interact with it and be appropriately professional. But on top of that, professionalism is also a really good way to disguise and masquerade prejudice. So if your hair is big and unruly and not straight, that can be unprofessional. If you like to wear men's shirts, but you're perceived as a woman, that can be unprofessional. If you're perceived as a man, but you like to wear lipstick, that can be perceived as professional. If your shoes are a little scuffed because you can't afford brand new shoes, that can be seen as unprofessional. And then you can get in trouble. You won't get raises, you won't get promoted, and you could get fired for being unprofessional, which is a totally legitimate way to express these prejudices. So the word professional has a lot to unpack about it. And then on top of that, for someone who's like myself, a gender non-conforming person, you have the whole added piece of, you know, not just like when I go into a job interview or my first day on a job, it's a big deal, right? You wanna look good, you wanna feel good, you wanna be appropriately professional. And the question changes from how do I best present myself? How do I present myself in my best way possible? It changes from how to can. Can I present my best self in this situation? Will I get not hired because I like to wear ties? Will the boss be offended by how I look? Or will the boss not want to hire me because they're worried about how other people in the office may think about me or how our clients will think about me? And so, you know, for gender nonconforming folks, it's a huge struggle. And when I was transitioning into a professional career, I had to grapple with all these things. I had kind of come into my genderqueer self in a very casual environment. I was, you know, into t-shirts and jeans. Everyone wears t-shirts and jeans. And I just happened to wear a little bit more butch than the average female. And in the professional environment, I had to move away from a casual attire to a professional attire. And that meant straight up wearing men's clothes, because that's how I feel my best self. And it felt like I was going into a whole nother ball game of expressing myself as a gender nonconforming person. And that was stressful, very stressful. So kind of what I ended up doing was deciding that, well, I'm just going to look really damn good. You know? You can judge me, but I'm going to look better than you. So I don't care. So they couldn't talk. I actually did look more professional. And understanding the analysis of, you know, how people define professionalism and how it's this moving target and it can masquerade these prejudices. So all that kind of allowed me to step into being a really dapper genderqueer person in a conservative office environment. You know, I was working I'm a graphic designer, web developer, and I was working at an agency, and a lot of our clients here in Greensboro were pretty conservative, you know, High Point, Furniture Market, good old boys scene. I got worried about walking to some of these client meetings, but I would go and I'd wear my tie, my vest, I'd look real good. And at first, you know, definitely there was some conflict, but by the end of it, because I was comfortable and I was confident, the clients ended up forgetting I was a woman wearing a tie. They were laughing at my jokes by the end of the meeting, and I was getting great reviews. And so I'm going to keep my talk pretty short here because I know we're running behind. the point of all this, right, is no matter what, we need to be our best selves to get a job or to make an impression. And you don't, unless you're in really dire situations where you really need the money and you don't have a choice, you don't really want to work in a place where folks are gonna not accept you for who your full self is. So you just got to bring it. And at the end of the interview or at the end of the client meeting or whatever, people are going to remember you because of your jokes. And they're going to remember that you were confident. And they're going to remember that really smart thing you said. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you are wearing lipstick and people don't normally wear lipstick that your gender is, or if you're wearing high heels, or if you're wearing a tie, whatever. So that's all. Oh, resources that are available. But the internet has been a great thing. The internet didn't really have so many resources when I was first struggling with this, when I was a younger person. But now there's a bunch of resources, and if anybody is interested, Dapper Q is a really great website that has a bunch of references for being really fashionably, queerly dapper. And yeah, thank you.